Hello, everyone. Welcome to Voices from the Hill. This is Senator Michael Rodrigues, and I am joined by the best State House delegation in the business, Representative Paul Schmid, Representative Carol Fiola, and Representative Alan Sylvia. And here we are in the new world, in the post-pandemic world, bringing you this show remotely. We traditionally record in the great studios at Bristol Community College, but the college is closed. So we are all in the comfort of our own homes or offices. And I'm actually on my recliner in my living room, where I tend to spend so much time these days with my laptop on my lap and my dog at my feet, doing my business. But I'm just going to briefly have some opening remarks and then turn it over to through the great team. But I think I'm not alone when I say that we are so happy, that I am so happy that 2020 is in our rearview mirror. It's been one hell of a year. I can tell you from a legislative perspective, the year started out normally. In my life, as chair of the Senate Committee on Ways and Means, it's all about the budget early in the year. And in January, Governor Baker filed his proposed budget. In February, we all began to roll up our sleeves, both in the Senate and, of course, in the House, because my good friend and House colleague, Representative Aaron Michaelwitz, the House chair, they go first. The House goes first with the budget. Everything was going along swimmingly until the 10th of March, when this thing called COVID-19. And what the hell is COVID-19? What's the coronavirus? What is this? Next thing you know, on the 20th of March, Governor Baker issues a state of emergency, shuts everything down, and as we all know, the whole world changed. But I am very proud of us in the legislature, of all my colleagues, and most importantly, those that are present with us today, because we just rolled up our sleeves and doubled down on our responsibility, and we got to work. We got to work settling fiscal matters, ensuring that Massachusetts' fiscal ship is in shape, relative to a number of interim budgets, and then the final budget, a number of supplemental budgets. We passed 13 pieces of emergency COVID-related legislation, ensuring that our local communities, our cities and towns, can conduct business in this post-pandemic world. And we tackled a couple of major policy issues, not the least of which was climate change, police reform, reproductive rights reform, and we dove in with both feet and continued to work. And I was just pleased to report, and I will turn this over shortly to my colleagues, pleased to note that Commonwealth Magazine, which is probably the print of record for what goes on at the State House, just had an article this week that rates the Massachusetts legislature as the best in the country, the most productive and the most respected in the country. I know it's not universal. We take our share of digs and criticisms, as every legislature does, as every legislature should. But as far as work ethic, as far as productivity, as far as listening to our constituents and responding to them, there's no better legislature anywhere. So here we go. This is our first recording in calendar year 2021. We are ready to kick off. We've been sworn in. We're back into office. We're filing our bills, and here we go. So I'm going to turn this over now to Rep. Paul Schmid. Paul, Representative, good morning.
Thank you, Michael. And it's just a real pleasure. I know my colleagues feel the same way. It's just a great pleasure to be back in front of our constituents. Because of COVID, we have not had as many opportunities as we normally do to be with our constituents, to learn from them, to listen to them. So we really appreciate Fall River Community Television making this happen for us. I wanted just to revert back to the few comments you made about the budget that we created for this fiscal year in the light of COVID. To me, and I just want to give a kudo to you for your leadership in this. To me, the fact that we were able to come up with a budget that did not cut back education and did not cut back essential services. In fact, if I remember correctly, we were able to put in about a 3% increase for education. And that to me is just extraordinary. And I know it took many, many sleepless nights on your part and on the part of your House counterpart, Representative Michaelwitz. But you know, as we go forward and start pulling out of this, I think we all remember those dark, dark days in March, April, and May when we just didn't know what lay before us. And thank you for what you were able to do on that budget.
Thank you, Representative. It's a team. Everyone chipped in, and thank all of you for your help and support. Good morning, Rep. Fiola. How are you? You still a beautiful poinsettia in the background, so you still have that Christmas holiday cheer. We love it.
Yeah, I love my Christmas decorations above the window here. And hello to everyone. It has been a little bit of a drought in terms of getting to communicate with you. And again, I'd like to thank Keith and his team for allowing us to be with you today. I'm so proud of the group that I work with and Senator Rodrick. And you're right, it's been quite a year. As you are a budget writer for the Senate, you are the budget writer for the Senate, along with our counterpart. We were not sure what our numbers were going to look like, and I really think that part of those high marks for our legislature are because we were not rushed to accept where we were, but we wanted to be patient and kind of see how the numbers were rolling out. And because of a lot of the measures that we took, you referenced 13 pieces of legislation to help our communities, our agencies, all with COVID. All of those decisions that we were part of helped to put us where we are today. A very deliberate approach, and maybe that's why we get those marks. To all of you out there, we have done our best. I know all of us, we have done our best and prioritized hearing from you, whether it was in unemployment insurance issues, registry of motor vehicle issues, birth certificate issues, the whole gamut. We have been, I think, tested in terms of our priority constituent services, and I hope we delivered. I know that my staff and I, along with my colleagues, worked very hard to ensure that we were there for you and we were able to answer your questions. The biggest issue was the backstop, the holdup in trying to get answers from a very overwhelmed unemployment system. And I know we were successful in so many, if not all of the cases that we worked on. Now we are ready with the vaccine, rolling it out. And I know that this brings a lot of anxiety to all of you. Many of you want to know where you fit in. What do you do? As has been said so often, and yesterday we were at Bristol Community College with the mayor and the head of public health for the city of Fall River, and we're constantly in touch with Boston, with the governor's office. You should go on to mass.gov website. Every ounce of COVID and vaccination information is there. If you don't have it, reach out to someone. We can answer those questions for you, but all of it is detailed there. And of course, we're subject to receiving the vaccine, from the federal government and allotted. But right now we are in phase 1. And perhaps if this is aired in February, we'll be into the beginning of phase 2. You will know where you fit on that chart. So you can reach out to us, but we really strongly, if you have internet, please reach out to mass.gov, and of course, always use us as a resource. So good to be back. So thanks, Senator.
Thank you, Representative. And last but certainly not least, already in the office as he is every day. As I said, this whole team. No one works harder for the constituents that they represent than this great team is Representative Alan Sylvia. Good morning, Representative.
How are you, Senator? And it's great to be back Voices from the Hill. We sort of missed that as the pandemic struck and so many changes took place. I have to thank all of you for communicating with our office and we're all of those constituent issues that are so important to our people. Rep. Viola mentioned the unemployment issue. It's been a major issue. We've helped hundreds here get through the red tape. When this first started, we had no in-service training. We had no explanation of, well, how do you get this employment resolved for people who are, making calls and unable to contact with a real person. So it was difficult for our staff, and we managed to really help our community. And that's really what I'm most pleased about. We continue to do that. You see, I'm in the office. We've been in the office every day during the pandemic. We haven't been allowing people in. We've been asking them to call. We too were struck here by a COVID issue and had to quarantine, but none of us have stopped providing services to our constituents, and I think that's important. So when we're the best legislature in the country, I agree, and we're providing the services for our communities that they so need.
Thank you, Representative. And here it is. We're recording this the end of January, and it's our first of 2021. It's first since the historic national elections took place, and with all the drama and turmoil and chaos that has been happening and probably will continue to happen for a while down in Washington, D.C. It's just such an honor to work with calm, intelligent, smart, rational people whose focus is not on politics, but whose focus is on their constituents and the people that they represent, to ensure that they are providing for a better opportunity for people to live and to work and to raise a family here in the Commonwealth. So with that being said, maybe if I could just ask my colleagues, do you have any goals going forward, in this 21-22 legislative session, and what your goals are going forward? And I'll start once again, only because this is how it's arranged on my screen, with Representative Paul Schmidt. You want to start first, Paul?
Thank you, Michael. I'll bet you I'm speaking for my colleagues, my wonderful colleagues, and I'm so honored to be part of this Fall River delegation. You and Rep. Viola and Rep. Sylvia are great teammates. For me, the number one priority really is getting through COVID. And my sense is that it won't be until the summer. And whether it's early summer or late summer, it won't be until sometime in the summer that we have really turned the corner and that things have come back to normal. And until then, we're just all about providing the information. And as Carol mentioned, there's a wonderful website with a lot of information available, but not everybody is computer friendly. And so we always urge people, if you have any questions, if there's anything you don't understand, please do reach out to our offices. And I know that Keith always runs our office phone numbers at the end of this program, and I'm sure he will this time. We're always there for you. And as we film this now, we are just about to start vaccinating the 5th and 6th sections of phase 1, which is home-based healthcare workers and healthcare workers who weren't directly in front of COVID patients. And my guess is that we finish that sometime about the 1st of February. And so with February, we'll begin phase 2 of the vaccinations. And that, the first section will be folks with 2 or more comorbidities, serious health problems, and also folks over 75. And then a recent addition, folks in over 55 residences. That was an important recent addition. And after that comes teachers. We can't wait to take care of our teachers because they have done extraordinary work keeping in front of kids, either in person or virtually. So you will see, as February rolls along, you'll see us move forward. As I mentioned, we're really here to provide any other further information. There will be a website that you'll log on to make an appointment. All vaccines will be given through an appointment, and that was just going up this week. So look for that and become familiar with where that is. So, Michael, you said what's my personal priority? I guess this next 6 months would be it for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Representative, and well said. Very, very well said. And we join you, Representative Fiola. All yours.
Comments, Paul, as well. Of course, because we are in this incredible period of time, helping our community and our constituents locally get through this whole COVID, being able to be that bridge between the state and our city and town for each of us is really important. And so COVID, of course, still dominates. But as the senator said earlier, we still have business that we need to take care of, and we've been taking care of. And so while we work on those legislative and policy issues that maybe you don't see every day us working on, it's very, very important. Those are the things that we take care of for our entire Commonwealth. We take your interests and concerns to Beacon Hill, and then we put them in the recipe with all of our other colleagues, 200 total between Senate and House, and then we come up with a bill. We've got some important stuff to deal with, whether it's on energy coming up, and of course, community health centers and hospitals. But truly, the most important thing is working with our mayor, our city councils, our town boards, and making sure that every bit of information that they need, any resources that they may be having trouble with, and our constituents, that we get that information to them. And I think that will continue as a priority, as Rep. Schmid said, through the summer, because we're still going to be faced with this. Of course, our restaurants, we've put out recently an economic development bill as well. And these are things, as I said, that while you're trying to survive and thrive and live during this period of time, we've been working on things that we hope will be good remedies and good tools for our businesses and communities to use. So we kind of have a couple of goals. I do, which is not unlike all of yours, my colleagues, which is work on COVID, be as accessible in this unavailable time because of COVID, but be as accessible as possible. And we do that every week. We do it with phone calls, we do it with emails, we do it with Zoom calls and all of the rest. But we're here for you, and we'll continue to get through this, and we will be strong. We've got to get our kids back to school and safely. And that's a big initiative right now. We're working not only with our mayor and everyone else, but our new congressman in my district. Of course, we have Bill Keating as well. We have Congressman Auchincloss. And we'll continue to work closely with everybody for you, because that's what it's all about. So those are some thoughts on where I'm headed, which is not unlike all of you.
So well said. Thank you, Representative Fiola, and everyone who's observed how you have just nonstop put your constituents first. So thank you very, very much. Representative Sylvia, I know you had mentioned unemployment insurance. I think all of us have been dealing with trying to navigate our constituents. I know your office has certainly been dealing with helping constituents navigate the unemployment insurance maze. But what else do you see? And do you have for goals on this upcoming legislative session?
So, of course, as everyone mentioned, we're all focused on COVID, and we know the rollout is here. We were there, of course, at BCC. Phase 1 folks are getting the vaccine, and there's a lot of anxiety and anticipation as we get closer to phase 2. You will be informed exactly when you will be receiving your vaccine. It's very important. Now, what I've been amazed by is there are a number of people who do not want the vaccine. I'm going to give you an example. 148 members of our fire department, and only 60 or so decided that they would take the vaccine. So, of course, many of them are young. I received an email, and I know a few telephone calls, and I know maybe my colleagues have as well, about being forced to take the vaccine. No one's forcing you to take the vaccine. We'd hope that you would. We know that it's a great benefit. We want to stop the spread in every way possible. So please continue to be tested. There are testing sites now where we can receive the test results in 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours for the fire department. CIC is now set up there at Bristol Community College. They're the same folks that are doing Fenway Park testing. So stepping and vaccinations are going to be really increased in our community, with Walgreens and CVS coming online for vaccination. So please keep your ear to your radio station, to local media, to learn exactly when you can make your appointment for the vaccination. And please, we're here. Continue to call our office. I know Keith's putting those numbers up. If we can be of any assistance, that's what we do best, and we're always happy to do that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Representative Schmidt, I see your finger up. Do you want to chime in?
Well, I just raised my hand because Alan mentioned the testing site at BCC where we were just yesterday with the mayor, and they will be setting up a vaccine site at BCC. I think it's going to be in Building G, we were told, and that will come on stream beginning in February. And all of that just is to say that keeping education going has been certainly a number one priority for everyone, for all of us as legislators, and for teachers and administrators. And I don't think anybody has done a better job than BCC. And I just wanted to tip my hat to President Douglas and her team for what they have done. They've just kept going, haven't skipped a beat. They gave a wonderful MLK breakfast and day of service a little earlier this week, and the main speaker was able to have video as part of his presentation. That's, I guess, one of the benefits of the Zoom world, that you can be more technologically friendly. And I just came away feeling that BCC has its act together, all for the benefit of the young folks in this community who want to keep their education going forward. So that's why I raised my hand, Mike. I just wanted to tip my hat to what's going on at that campus.
BCC is an amazing place, and it's really the diamond in our community. And Representative Faiola, did you want to?
I know we're running out of time, Senator, and I just wanted to make sure when we leave, because I know we talked about this, to tip our hat to all the educators out there, because, I mean, of course, Bristol Community College, with community as their middle name, but all the educators out there, none of us have school-age children. None of us are in the classroom or on our remote every day teaching the kids. What a difficult task they have had. And they have risen to the challenge. And just a kudos to them and tip our hat, because we acknowledge how difficult a task that's been for them and the family. So we have that in mind every day as we do our work.
Well said. Well said. And so to everyone out there watching us, stay tuned. A lot is going to happen. We are going to hit the ground running. Literally this week coming up, we're going to redo the climate change bill that the governor vetoed. We've got important issues around unemployment insurance relief for our employers, our business community that's going to see upwards of 60+% increase in their unemployment insurance premiums, and for employees and for workers, especially in those service-related jobs that don't have the availability of paid leave. We're going to be do something about that also. So stay tuned. Thank you all. Happy 2021. Bye-bye now.